live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Scammers have a new scheme, and it's popping up right here in the Valley. They're pretending to be religious leaders in hopes of gaining your trust and taking your money.
Valley News Team's Katie Opperly explains what signs to look for to protect yourself.
Giving on Sunday mornings is nothing new. Churches often rely on contributions from people like you and I. And if you got a text from a church leader asking for a gift card to help out the less fortunate, you may not think twice.
I would say rarely are gift cards from a person in the community coming to the church going to be needed or wanted.
The Federal Trade Commission has put out a warning saying scammers are pretending to be various religious leaders looking for donations to a worthy cause, typically in the form of a popular gift card.
It's easy to play into emotions when faith is part of the conversation, I think, because so often our faith is a gut thing. Our faith is our trust.
Grant Vanderford is a pastor with a Lutheran church in Fargo. He says while his church does take donations, they would not ask for them in a phone call, email, or text directly to you.
Is it frustrating? Yeah. Is it disheartening? Yeah.
The FTC says there are often red flags. If you look carefully, they will use an email that looks legitimate but doesn't match exactly.
Asking for assistance to call a certain phone number or to get in touch with this thing, and we notice right away because the email address is not really the email address of the person who is supposedly sending it.
They may start with a vague introduction that can be sent to large numbers of people. Also, one of the most common red flags is spelling mistakes, even in the pastor's name. The FTC recommends that if you are contacted by email, phone call, or text, to block the phone number or simply delete the email and never engage. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
The FTC says scammers often ask for gift cards because they're more difficult to trace. For more information on how to report a gift card scam, go to our website, valleynewslive.com.
The former home of 13-year-old Jamie Kloss and her family has been demolished. The home was the scene of a double homicide in which Jamie's parents were murdered at the hands of Jake Patterson, who later kidnapped her. Jamie escaped her kidnapper after 88 days and was reunited with her family. At Patterson's sentencing, Jamie said she couldn't return to the house, saying, quote, "I felt safe in my home and I loved my room and all of my belongings. He took all of that. I don't want to even see my home or my stuff because of the memory of that night. My parents and my home were the most important things in my life." Patterson pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder and 1 count of kidnapping. He was sentenced to 2 life sentences plus 40 years. He has no chance of parole.
We have an update tonight on a nail salon inspection story in the Fargo, West Fargo area. Earlier, we mentioned a salon called Anna's Nails in Fargo. The information we previously listed regarding the salon's recent inspection is inaccurate. Officials with the North Dakota Board of Cosmetology confirmed that the information used was from a different salon, and we sincerely regret the error. Anna's Nails has passed their most recent inspections by the board.
A mother says she has no hate in her heart after a fire started by a stranger killed her daughter.
Reporter Marielle Mose has our story.
My daughter, my baby Tyra. She was such a bright kid, very bright. She loved people. She had a huge personality.
Monday night, Essie McKenzie spent her last moments with her 6-year-old daughter, Tyra White.
I kissed her like she wanted to be kissed, and I talked to her.
Essie was inside the Fridley Walmart shopping Monday morning when her van caught fire. Her daughters, Tyra and Taraji, were sleeping in her van. She let them keep sleeping while she ran into the store to grab something quickly.
I pretty much apologized. Anyway, in my heart, I knew she forgave me for anything I have done.
Essie has 3 kids. Tyra was the baby, then 9-year-old Taraji and 11-year-old Tyrell. Taraji was also in that van when it caught fire. She's in critical condition, but still hanging on.
My daughter, Taraji, still don't know her sister transitioned, for one. That's what's really getting to me. She doesn't know, and she's really fighting.
Monday night, Anoka County Sheriff's Office arrested a man for intentionally setting his van on fire, which spread to the car Tyra and Taraji were in.
I really don't have no hate in my heart for him.
Essie knows where she found that strength. Her baby.
I broke down all day until she transitioned. When she transitioned, she gave me all of her strength. That's what I believe.
She's relying on support from her friends and family to overcome the difficult days ahead, especially with their 9-year-old daughter still in the ICU. After getting feedback from residents, the city of Moorhead has decided to put the idea of a logo change on the back burner. We told you yesterday about how some people were not happy about the city considering the change. Well, the city is now putting the logo development on hold as it reevaluates, which leaders say will include input from the community.
A warning tonight from police in Florida that applies here in the FM area. Police there have listed over a dozen apps they say parents need to know about. Most of them are dating or social networking apps. Others can help hide photos and videos. One of those is the Calculator app. This app can be used to hide files and browser history. Other apps your kids could be using to socialize include WhatsApp, Snapchat, and Holla. Police say dating apps like Bumble and Grindr can be dangerous because kids might lie about their age and create a fake account. Officials warn you to and encourage you to always know the apps your kids are using on their phones to make sure they aren't talking to strangers.
North Dakotans have the third lowest amount of credit card debt when compared to other state averages. On average, North Dakotans have just more than $7,000 in credit card debt, behind only Iowa and Wisconsin. Experts say this ranking is reflective of a robust economy. South Dakotans average $100 more per person, with Minnesota averaging nearly $7,400. The worst states include Texas and Virginia at $9,100. But it's Alaska that leads the pack at more than $10,000.
It may seem fine to zip through roadside construction if law enforcement is nowhere in sight, but a new law in Minnesota says the people holding signs could wind up blowing the whistle on you. The Minnesota Department of Transportation tells us roadside flaggers can call in someone who breaks the rules in a construction zone. If they report the license plate number and law enforcement can find the driver who's in violation within 4 hours, the person can face a $300 fine.
We have radios we could call the highway patrol, and it'd be nice to find out why, or these people are almost running into our crews. So
MnDOT says it's working on educating workers on how to report violations, including what to look for and how to take down license plate numbers.
The international manhunt for 2 teens suspected in a killing spree has come to an end tonight.
Reporter Ron Mott has the very latest.
For 3 weeks, 2 suspected teenage killers evaded capture, despite multiple sightings, including surveillance video. Today, a break in the case. Authorities announced the discovery of 2 bodies in northern Manitoba, believed to be 18-year-old Briar Schmigelski and 19-year-old Cam McLeod.
I'm confident that it is them, but to identify them officially and to be sure, we have to go to autopsy.
The teens were on the run after the deaths of 3 people, including American China Deese and her Australian boyfriend Lucas Fowler. Both were shot to death, their bodies found July 15th. Days later, another murder. Leonard Dick, a university lecturer, found dead near a burned pickup truck the teens had been driving.
It's huge to be able to hopefully give some people an opportunity to exhale and not being afraid of who's out in the woods anymore.
A killing spree apparently ending in the dense woods of the Canadian wilderness, far from where it began. Ron Mott, NBC News.
The Royal Canadian Mounted Police said Sunday that divers were scouring a section of the Nelson River in Manitoba after officers in a helicopter found a damaged boat on its shores last week. The bodies were found Wednesday, about 5 miles from where the burnt Toyota was discovered.
One of the newest members to the zoo in Minot has a name. More than 1,200 votes were cast from the community, and the Roosevelt Park Zoo has announced that its big baby giraffe will be named Moyo, which means heart in Swahili. The zoo also included a list of donations for the calf, including cereals like Cheerios and Wheat Chex, as well as enrichment toys like rollerballs.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
All right, take a look at our gorgeous setting sun on a breezy and cool day across the valley. It was cloudy for much of the day. The Valley Skycam capturing that dandy view. Right now, we take a look live from our camera at, well, this one is at the Luther Family Ford location in South Fargo. Very quiet conditions, a beautiful evening, and that wind tapering off now from the west, only 6 miles per hour. The temperature at Hector, 59 degrees. Here's a look across the region. We have 59 in Detroit Lake, 63 in Roseau. It's 57 in Cavalier and Valley City this hour. You have 55 degrees. One thing that we watch for when we're forecasting low temperatures is dew point temperatures. This is how low the temperature it must be cooled to or for the air to become saturated. So where we see dew points in the 40s, that's pretty dry air, and things will cool fairly quickly up there. Also, you've been a lot drier this summer in the Northern Valley. Very quiet conditions as we head to bed tonight with no clouds present across our area. So temperatures right now that are near 60 will slip quickly through the 50s, and up north I think we'll have a shot at a few locations getting into those mid 40s briefly. Best chance for that will be in that Langdon to Cavalier and Pembina County areas, and also as we look up into north central parts of Minnesota, 1 or 2 locations in the 40s. Otherwise, most of us start out our Thursday with temperatures near 50 degrees. The first half of the day, absolutely delightful. We won't have the gusty wind to deal with in most locations. Notice the blue arrows here up in northern portions of the valley in northern Minnesota. Through the afternoon, we could have winds there between 10 and 20 miles per hour. The rest of us enjoying cloud-free skies, temperatures below average. But with the lack of wind and the abundant sunshine, it will feel marvelous outside no matter what your outdoor activities entail. A few high clouds moving in for the evening, but by and large, I believe we'll be cooling off fairly quickly once again for your Thursday night. So we start with the thermometer pretty low, down in the 40s here in the FM area. Temperatures ramp up slowly. We'll park it in the 70s through the afternoon, reaching peak temperatures in the mid-70s here in the FM area. Our wind not too bad, 5 to 15 miles per hour. It should be from a northwesterly direction once again and cooling quickly tomorrow night. A lot of low to mid-70s across eastern North Dakota. Langdon 72, Grand Forks 75 degrees, and as we look over to Bemidji 71. Here is a very gorgeous, colorful shot. This one captured by Mandy. Look at the barn, the hay mow, and the dark contrasting skies in the background. Thanks for sharing your photo. That one from Goodrich, Minnesota. All right, Friday looks quiet. We do warm up a little bit. We'll have south winds. I do believe there will be a chance for some late thunder showers as we go into the day on Saturday. So Saturday, we begin with showers of rain. We may have a break, and then north winds take hold on the backside, bringing another round of shower chances. So best chance of rain in the 7-day period coming to start the weekend. We begin a cool down on Saturday, and I think Sunday looks quiet, but we'll stay in the 70s. Beginning next week, we do have another chance of some passing showers of rain, maybe a rumble of thunder, with temperatures remaining in the 70s and low 70s for Tuesday. So a 7-day forecast with only one appearance of the 80s is something we have not had for quite some time. It'll feel refreshing, and well, we'll warm up again, I'm sure.
I hope so, yeah.
Well, but it's comfortable.
It is comfortable.
All right, we'll take it.
You bet.
Thanks, Hutch. Later on Valley News Live at 10. If you've had a seizure after vaping, the FDA still wants to know about it because it's a health concern that's turning out to be a big deal.